Here are some examples of complex sentences. Each of these sentences has two verbs. Now, all complex sentences must have a main clause and a subordinate clause. In these examples, we have underlined the main clause. You can probably see if we add a capital letter and a full stop, the main clause can become a sentence because a main clause makes sense on its own. They can also be called independent clauses. So, a complex sentence must have a main clause or independent clause and a subordinate or dependent clause. Look at these examples of subordinate clauses. Hopefully you'll see that they do not make sense on their own. While the bells rang, well, what happened while the bell rang? It's not a complete thought. So, a complex sentence is made when we join a main and a subordinate clause, but they need help, and this is where the magical words called subordinating conjunctions. Here are some of the more popular ones. In these examples, the subordinate conjunction goes either at the start of the sentence or in the middle of the sentence between the two clauses. They can be swapped around in sentences. So, Canberra is the capital of Australia, although it's not the largest city. You can swap the clauses. Although it is not the largest city, Canberra is the capital of Australia. I didn't buy the boots because they're expensive. Again, you can change the clauses, all of the clauses. I didn't buy the boots because they were expensive. Now you'll notice when you start with the subordinate clause, after that clause, so after the subordinate clause, before the main clause, there's a comma. So, children covered their ears while the bells rang. So that starts with the main clause, no comma. While the bells rang, comma, children covered their ears. I kissed my shirt after I scored a goal. After I scored a goal, comma, I kissed my shirt. So it started with subordinate clause, so subordinate clause, comma, main clause. Using a complex sentence can add interest and detail to a sentence and help your writing to flow, so try to use them in your writing. Have a look at this example. The horses galloped. Can you use one of these conjunctions to add to the sentence, to turn it into a complex sentence? The horses galloped until they became tired. Until they became tired, the horses galloped. The horses galloped because they were scared. Change the order. Because they were scared, the horses galloped. The horses galloped after grazing in the field. After grazing in the field, the horses galloped. Try this with any simple sentence. It's great practice, so try to turn them into complex sentences. And next time you do some writing, think about adding some complex sentences. So when you're writing, so I'm thinking of my sentence here, the sun shone brightly on the small village. Well, see if I can add information. Does it improve it? Although it was winter, the sun shone brightly on the village. And children played in the streets. Do I want to add why? I can turn it into a complex sentence. Children played in the streets because school was closed. Everyone was happy. Now I want to add some suspense or add some action. So how about, is it better if it's everyone was happy until one day a stranger arrived? Now here I've used 3 complex sentences in a row, but remember it's important to mix up your sentences. Use a variety of simple, mixed and compound sentences.